But we kicking out Haitians, right? We sending the Haitian migrants home, right? Getting them whipped by Border Patrol. We sending them home, and you're giving Afghans, welfare, public assistance for them to do this. Cool. Afghan evacuees at Fort McCoy face charges of domestic violence, sex with minors. 2 Afghan evacuees who were living at Fort McCoy in Wisconsin have been arrested in unrelated cases. One was charged with crimes against minors, the other with assaulting his wife, the Justice Department announced Wednesday. Burula Nori, 20, has been indicted on 4 charges that allege he engaged in sexual acts with minors. According to court documents, Nori touched the genitals of one victim in 3 separate instances, once using force in the barracks and the bathroom at Fort McCoy. The incident also alleges that he tried to engage in an unspecified sexual act with another minor victim. According to court documents, the victims were between 12 and 16 years old. A gender was not given for either. In the other case, Muhammad Harun Ahmad, 32, allegedly assaulted and strangled his wife on September 7th. The woman, who is also an Afghan refugee and is identified only by initials in court papers, reported the alleged assault to soldiers on base, who then removed her to an all-female barracks. The criminal complaint says that the woman told soldiers that her husband beat me many times in Afghanistan to the point I lost vision in both eyes. She stated that she had been a victim of hitting, strangulation, verbal abuse, as well as rape since arriving at Fort McCoy at the hands of Muhammad Ahmad. The complaint says, at one point, the woman told service members that she was concerned for the safety of her mother, who was living in an all-female barracks on base. Soldiers detained Ahmad just outside the mother's room, court documents say. Both men have been arraigned and are being detained at the Dane County Jail, according to the Department of Justice. The Justice Department. The incidents appear to be the first instances of significant crimes on U.S. soil by any other more than 60,000 Afghan evacuees, many of whom worked with U.S. service members in Afghanistan, who are making their way into the country. The Department of Defense in the past dealt with instances of child sexual abuse perpetrated by Afghan people who work closely with U.S. forces. A 2017 Inspector General report found that troops were effectively told to ignore any sexual abuse they encountered. Wow. DoD cultural awareness training for U.S. personnel deploying to Afghanistan and 2 human terrain system reports identified child sexual abuse as a culturally accepted practice in Afghanistan, the report said. Meanwhile, a 2018 UN report noted that violence against women had been widespread throughout Afghanistan, notwithstanding the government's concrete efforts to criminalize these practices and establish measures for accountability. Now, here's the thing. You are seeing these men sexually abuse children. All right? These soldiers are seeing it, and you're telling them to ignore it. And you're bringing them to America. This is what's killing me. You're bringing pedophiles to America. This is Joe Biden's administration. Okay? This is Joe Biden's administration. And this is perfectly, they're looking over it. And they're going to bring these people to America, where they're going to sexually abuse people here and their kids. This is crazy. No surprise here. They've been doing it in Germany. Yeah, I know about that. The no-go zones, the beheadings of women, the gang rapes. Yeah, I know about that. Malasor Ishbishi. It's crazy. After I finish reading the article, if you want to come up, feel free. 1 second. Get the link. I was watching a video on YouTube, and they were discussing the congressional meetings talking about this, actually. That you got They're trying to bring sex offenders over to the U.S. That's what they're trying to do. And the I guess, or the Republican part of them, Republican Party was arguing against it. But you all know that both sides are in on this. Just letting you know. The UN report that noted that Afghanistan had an underlying cultural norm that sexual and domestic violence were private family matters, and as a result, reporting of the incidents was rare. The report also concluded that the vast majority of murder and honor killings of women resulted in the impunity for the perpetrator. Yeah, it also goes on in India as well. News of the arrest comes amid broader concerns for the health and safety of refugees at Fort McCoy. John Kirby, the Department of Defense chief spokesman, said the officials are aware of the reports that refugees lack food and clothing, as well as the alleged harassment of women by former Afghan soldiers. I know of no specific request today to conduct the investigation, but the secretary is certainly mindful of the reports, Kirby said Wednesday. We're certainly aware of these reports, and we take it very, very seriously. U.S. Reps Gwen Moore, Democrat of Wisconsin, and hmmmm, Democrat of Minnesota, have called Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin to investigate possible mistreatment or neglect at Fort McCoy. If convicted, Nori faces a maximum minimum penalty of 30 years and a maximum of life in federal prison on the charges of alleged use of force, and a maximum penalty of 15 years on the other charges, according to the Justice Department. Imad faces maximum penalty of 10 years. Only 10 years? Well, you know, this culture and their faith, which I won't mention, you know what that faith is. They allow this type of treatment of children and women. Okay? And this is what goes down. But we're not allowed to talk about it, or else we get canceled. Yeah, that's the truth. You get canceled because, you know, they don't want people to talk about it. And I think the mayor of Germany, she's just pretty much turns a blind eye to it. That's pretty much the case. She pretty much turns a blind eye to it. The what is it? The Prime Minister of Germany? Yeah, the woman. She's a woman. That's what I know. Not sexist. I'm just saying she's a woman. She turns a blind eye. Usually, the European leaders of European countries, they turn a blind eye to that stuff. I mean, look what happened with in Sweden. I believe what happened to ASAP Rocky, with two Middle Eastern people harassing him, following him for 3 blocks, and he had to defend himself, and they put him in a prison in Sweden. And it took Donald Trump to get him out. Okay, this is a country that is dealing with what is this? All right, and keep in mind that feminists are sent about it. Feminists don't even talk about it. That's one thing I don't understand. They don't talk about it. They talk all of this about, you know, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Yeah, she just lets it go on in her country. I don't get it. And nobody's calling her out. There's no riots. There's no protests. There have to be protests. There have to be riots because the country is like a war zone now, and they get free reign to do whatever they want. They could rape women, do whatever they want, and nobody does anything. And if you do, you face prison time. I say risk the prison time. Take your country back. Take your country back, Germany. Oh, they're silent about it. Yes, they are. But I think that's because they're part of the the left agenda. That's what I think. They're part of the agenda. They know what they know where their bottom line is. Just like these, like, what is it? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Iman, her name, she was married to her brother to get into this country. You know, they basically, they're not really for women's rights. They're not. They're where they can get away. They want battles where there's no real fight. Okay, they want to be warriors. That's it. Where there's no real fight at all. But Masor Ishbishi, if you want to come up here and talk about it, that'd be great. I mean, I sent the link up there. If you want to go on the link and we could talk about it here if you want. If you want to come up, Masor Ibishi. Can you tell me your experiences being in Germany and what goes on there? Hold on, man. Can you come up? We can talk about this issue. But yeah, this is, pretty horrendous. Okay, that you're kicking out Haitians. They want to come into the country, but you got, the Afghan people. You got them, molesting kids and beating up their wives. That's what I don't get. But this is, like I said, you can see the inner slave master coming out of Joe Biden. That's what you can see. And you can see the fact that I think the reason why he's letting these Afghans into the country and kicking out the Haitians is because the Afghans can be passed as white people, some of them, if they have light skin color. Never mind the fact that some of these Afghans, not some of them, but their culture, period, is about you could sexually abuse women and sexually abuse kids. Nothing's being done about it. I guarantee you probably nothing will be done about it. Because all they care about is getting votes for the next term. That's what I think about it. They're trying to get votes for when these 4 years are up and it comes time to elect a new president. They're already giving these people, public housing. They're already giving these people public assistance. Yet you got American citizens homeless that need that, but you're giving it to foreign people. People you really didn't give a damn to help. Okay, you got resistance in Afghanistan that are fleeing to other countries to escape the Taliban. You didn't really give a damn about them. And you got Americans stranded still in Afghanistan. They're being hunted down by the Taliban. But you got pedos that you're protecting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And you tell the soldiers to ignore all types of sexual abuse that is happening. I couldn't be a soldier. I could not, because I'll be breaking that rule and I'd probably be in jail. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, my gun misfired. Yeah, I saw this dude messing around with a kid, and what can I say? My MK-47 just had a mind of its own. I had to defend the kid. Sorry. That's what I'd be. All right. Sorry, are you up yet or not? I'm not going to be waiting that longer. I'm going to be ending the stream soon. All right. So, I guess I will be talking to her another time. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hold on a second. I got a new comment. Speaking of the homeless, it's getting out of control in Germany while more and more refugees are coming to this country. Okay, so Mouse, are you coming up or not? Are you coming up? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's a 1. All right. So guys, it was great talking to you guys. You just click on the link, okay? Here's the link. Just click on it. Okay. All right, guys. So you can check me out on Bigo Live. All right. I try to stream every day. If you could catch me, you could catch me. Also, I'm on anchor.fm. Hard Talk Radio. Later.